Good morning friends, welcome to The Point. In this video we will discuss a small topic pertaining to foreign investments, that is participatory notes. So we start with the topic. When any foreign investor wants to invest in India, so basically there are two routes. First is FDI, that is foreign direct investment, and the other is FII, that is foreign institutional investment. In both the cases, that is in the case of FDI and FII, person or the company who is making investment has to make certain disclosures to the government as to fulfill the regulatory requirements. But what a person or a company will do in case if it doesn't want to disclose its identity to the regulators, so for them a financial instrument has been devised by SEBI, that is participatory notes. Now talking about the participatory notes, it is issued by registered foreign institutional investors to those investors who wishes to invest in Indian stock market but without disclosing their identity. So we'll quickly go through the definition. Participatory notes, also it is called P notes in the shorter form, are financial instruments issued by registered foreign institutional investors to an overseas investor who wishes to invest in Indian stock market without registering themselves with the market regulator, that is SEBI. Now why it is issued to the overseas investors, that is the foreign investor, and why not the Indian investor? Because for an Indian investor to invest, they can invest directly in the stock market by opening a demat account and a trading account, and they would not need any participatory notes or the route of foreign institutional investors. It is only for those investors who are located outside the country and does not wish to disclose their identity. So participatory notes serve their purpose. The participatory notes are also regarded as offshore derivative instruments as they are used by the investors abroad but not within India. As I have explained, an Indian investor would directly go to the stock market, open a demat account and trading account and invest in the equities. They are used by the clients of foreign institutional investors who do not wish to participate directly in the Indian stock market. So for a person or for an institutional investor to issue participatory notes, the minimum requirement is that they should be registered with SEBI, and then only they are eligible to issue the participatory notes to the offshore investors. So how does it come? So let's suppose a person has to make investment in India, so there is FII in between who would issue P notes to a company located in, let's suppose, London by the name of ABC. Now if a person or the company ABC make investment through P notes in India, the identity would not be disclosed. All the government just knows is that some foreign money has been coming into India, but the source and the person or the owner of the money would not be known to the regulators of the Indian market. Only the incoming money would be known to the market. Next point, it talks about the advantages of participatory notes. Yes, there are certain advantages, and the major advantage is that any company or a person who does not wish to disclose the identity would opt this route. So this is one of the major advantage of participatory notes. So any entity can invest in the participatory notes without registering under SEBI, while registering under SEBI is compulsory for all FIIs. Participatory notes also enable the large hedge funds to continue their operations without disclosing their entity. So there are many large corporate houses which do not wish to disclose their entities to the regulators of the country for whatsoever reason it is. So this is the right platform or the right instrument through which they can put or invest the money in the country. Participatory notes are transferable through endorsement and delivery, making trading easy in the country. So they are very easily transferable to the person or easily sold to any other person. Not much of regulatory requirements or registration of the deeds is required, or payment of taxes. You just need to sell it to the other person and you can just take the cash in return. Next point is some of the entities route their investment through participatory notes to take advantage of tax law of certain preferred countries. So to explain this, let's suppose we'll take three countries, that is London, there is Mauritius, which is a tax haven, and there is India. So if we say there's a company located in London and wishes to invest in India directly, so it might has to pay certain transaction or currency conversion tax if it directly come to India. But if it routes its investment through Mauritius, which is a tax haven, and there is a taxation treaty with Mauritius, between Mauritius and India, it might not have to pay that rate of tax or have to pay at a very minimal rate. So many countries route their investment through certain other countries, and the regulators would not know where the investment is coming from, since no disclosure is made through participatory notes. The fourth point is it helps in inflow of foreign capital in the country, since it requires less formalities with respect to time and cost associated with direct registration. So let's suppose you take an example of a company or a big business house who wants to invest in India. So it has to undergo many procedural formalities, taking permission from the government or opening bank accounts in India. So it takes a lot of time, and it might also discourage the company to invest in India. So it's a very quicker way to invest in India, as less or no formalities are required. All you just need to do is approach a foreign institutional investor who issues participatory notes, and you can just buy it and invest in Indian market, and your investment becomes very easy. So these are the major advantages. And for the country who is receiving the investment, it is a way of boosting or encouraging the inflow of foreign money in the country, because what you are doing, what you are offering to the investor is zero or very less formalities. So it definitely encourages the inflow of foreign money in the host country, or that is the country receiving the money. There are certain advantages. Definitely there must be some disadvantages also. We'll quickly go through them also. First one is that there's huge amount of black money or the unaccounted money that comes into India. As there is no disclosure that is required to be made, the regulators never get to know what is the source of money. So a lot of black money or the unaccounted money comes to India. Let's suppose if there is a terrorist group which wants to invest in India or wants to root their investment in India, so the regulators will never get to know what is the source of fund, because there are very less number of disclosures that are made through participatory notes. So a lot of black money is what get inflowed through participatory notes. Next is because of anonymous nature of the instruments, the investors could be beyond the reach of Indian regulators. Yes, because they don't need to get themselves registered with Indian regulators. Whenever Indian regulators wishes to know who are the investors, they cannot get information about it, because the anonymity of the person is maintained. Last point is it is also being used as money laundering by many wealthy Indians. So what many wealthy Indians do in country is, let's suppose they have so as I told, if there is any Indian investor, it does not have to go through participatory note or participatory notes. They could directly invest in Indian stock market. But at the same time, they have to disclose the source of money or pay tax on the transactions if there is any capital gain arising out of it. What if a person is having unaccounted money? How would that Indian investor invest the money in Indian market? They can't do it. They could do it through participatory notes. They use the loopholes of participatory notes, that is the anonymity. So what they do is they would somehow reroute their money out of the country, and then buy participatory notes from some foreign institutional investor and reroute their money back into the country. So this is how wealthy Indians launder their money and get it back into India. So these were the 3 disadvantages of participatory notes. It was a short topic, as I told. It's a very easy one. Now you have to be very clear as to what participatory notes are, and it is issued only by for registered foreign institutional investor and not by the regulators of the Indian market. So friends, this is all for the today's video. Please just revise once the video is over. Stay fit, stay at home. Thank you so much.